Hey everybody, this is Dilyana and I'm excited to bring you Menopause Made Easy, a podcast designed to provide you tips and strategy to navigate the changes in woman's body, mind and spirit with more grace and ease. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe and turn on your notifications so you are updated of each episode release. Alright, let's dive in. Welcome everyone for today's episode of Menopause Made Easy. I have welcome a guest with me today, Dr. Genny. She's an amazing wife and health coach. She helps women after 40 how to get slender for good, which is different than dieting. And We're going to have a wonderful conversation about this topic, how actually I want to start to introduce yourself and tell our audience why you decide to help with weight loss.
Yeah, thank you, Dilyana. I'm so excited to be here. I love the title of your podcast, Menopause Made Easy. Oh my gosh, that's always my focus is how do we make this important stuff easy? Because if it sounds like it's going to be difficult and painful and tedious, we're not going to do it. We're just going to go have a drink, you know? I love that. Having a drink every day to solve menopause was not serving me. So I'm a psychologist by training. So I've been helping people with various kinds of habit change and mindset shifts for about 25 years. But I was struggling with my own eating and drinking and my weight. And it was getting really kind of stressful and concerning. I thought I was eating really healthy and I thought I was doing really well, but I was starting to develop trouble walking because I had so much inflammation in my feet. I was talking to surgeons. I had so much in the way of brain fog and hot flashes and insomnia. I wasn't really doing very well in my health. And my weight was up about 60 pounds. And so I also was like hiding myself at home, feeling like I got to lose weight before I can date and before I can do anything. And so I thought, you've got to find a breakthrough. I finally thought I'm going to have to go to the research because the information out in the world for us is messed up and it's not helping. So that's where I got really passionate. And once I went to the research and found what actually works, I was like, nobody knows this. I've got to help other women know this because we need women in this age group to be fulfilling our purpose in life. We're really important in our communities, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yes, I agree with you. So what you discovered during your research?
During my research, I discovered 4 fundamental principles, and it added up to very specific and clear quantities of different foods to eat, right? And once it got very specific and clear, I quit lying to myself. Oh, I don't eat very much of this. I don't eat very much of that. I don't drink that much. And I started getting really honest and eating just an abundance of nutritious foods. That was the first fundamental. I think one of the big mistakes people make is they think, I got to eat less. I got to deprive myself and it's going to suck, right? And that just didn't turn out to be true at all. We need to actually mostly eat more, but more of the right foods that will really heal our body, right? And when I started doing that, it makes me want to cry because, the pain and inflammation went away. The insomnia completely stopped. My prediabetes reversed. It's like I got 20 years younger when I started eating a lot more nutritious foods. It really showed me, boy, we have not been eating enough of that stuff. So that was really the first principle.
What was the next? Tell me more.
Well, another principle is one of the ideas we have is moderation in all things. The idea is, I know this isn't good for me, but I will moderate it. And for a lot of us, that's not working out very well. Some things are toxic enough that moderating them is not serving us. And if they're also addictive, like one of my clients, she worked for a chocolate factory. And she said, we make it as addictive as possible. And then we market it to tell you it's good for you. It's got antioxidants or whatever, right? And so learning exactly what to avoid and how much of those things to eat, et cetera, made a really huge difference too. And we all kind of know these 2 principles, but not with enough clarity and specificity to succeed. It's like we're 80% of the way there. And it was kind of the research that got me really clear what the rest of that 20% of the formula was.
Yes, and I guess that some of the factors that is also is important is the emotion, how you eat emotionally, or if you eat fast or not so much fast. This mindful eating, if you like.
Oh,
Be
I
more
love that.
careful.
I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. It really makes a difference to be calm when we're eating. There's even research that shows that if we feel calm and relaxed when we're eating, we get more nutrients from the food. The big psychological issues I've found are just the beliefs we have about what's good to eat. And just a lot of our beliefs about how to approach eating are not helping us. The idea, for example, big mistake is I need to focus on calories. I have really smart entrepreneurial women in my program who are like, I just need to eat less. And it's just leading them totally the wrong direction, this focus on calories. So like what I was doing is saving my calories for my wine or for snack foods, right? Or for cookies, instead of really focusing on what are the nutrients my body needs for me to feel my best. And so once I figured out how to make that shift, all the pain and inflammation I'd lived with for 40 years disappeared. All the medications I was taking, I didn't have to take anymore. It's dramatic.
They also diversify and balance. They have all, as you say, all the nutrition elements inside the diet. But sometimes it's difficult to have all these nutrition elements in one day in our meals, right? What you suggest in this case that you cannot get enough with our nutrition?
I love that you said it, that it's difficult because your title is Menopause Made Easy. And so I learned to just always ask myself if I was feeling like it's difficult to find the nutritious foods or to enjoy them. Okay, but it's actually really important. So how can I make it a little easier? And I just developed that discipline of don't stop because you heard yourself say this is hard. Instead, ask how can I make it a little easier?
It's simple, not complicated.
Right. It doesn't have to be complicated. Yeah.
It
I love
needs to
that.
be complicated. Yeah.
Right.
So it's interesting how, as we women, put this restriction ourselves. You just put this restriction in ourselves and make more harder than it's supposed to be because of the mindset and beliefs, as you say. So what kind of belief system you need to adapt to make it easy?
Yeah. Well, one thing is I can thoroughly enjoy highly nutritious foods. I just need to figure out what that looks like in my life. And another is I can make time to eat healthy every single day. I just need to do the work to figure out how that works. Because when I started this, I was saying, I'm a busy entrepreneur. I don't have time to do healthy eating. And if you slow down and hear yourself say that, it's like, really?
It's just an excuse, I think.
Yeah, I don't think you want to say this to yourself. In fact, I got a coach for a year, which is a good idea, right? And my coach was saying, Ginny, maybe you need to do a time study and look at how you're spending your time if you can't take half an hour every day to eat healthy food. I was like, okay. So when I looked at all the half hours in my day, I went, oh yeah, there's about 10 of those. There's plenty of time to eat healthy if I make it a priority, right?
So what is the 3 simple steps that the women that they don't know how to approach this healthy nutrition lifestyle to lose the weight, what they can do?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I resist the idea of 3 simple steps. So let me see how I can get through the resistance.
Or maybe just few steps, or just one steps, if you like.
Well, the first thing, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I don't know how simple they are. The first one is really find a way of eating that is truly nutritious, where you don't just have 80% of it right. You know exactly how to eat. You're not going to be confused by all the marketing saying all the bad stuff is good. And so finding the truth about what works, that was one of the big hard parts, right? The researchers find that about 99% of our diets don't work. They're not sustainable. So UCLA researchers tell us, don't even do it. Don't even try dieting because it's such a failure, right? And you mess up your body when you do this. So finding a way of eating that actually works, you have to step out of your culture and the marketing a little bit to even find what works. I find most people need some guidance. You need to find somebody you trust and follow them for a while because the world is going to keep saying, here's a tip, and here's a new tip, and here's another new tip. And it seems like we should be looking for the latest new tip all the time, but that never adds up to good results. We don't have any kind of coherent approach that produces results that way. So that's really my first tip, is find an approach that works and do it.
So the guidance is important with somebody who is experienced, who already know the steps. Yeah. Don't try to figure it out yourself. Just find somebody who really can guide you through the process and the step, because it's process. Let's face it.
Yes,
it
is.
The things. It's not a miracle. You cannot take one pill today. Tomorrow you may have a result. It's a process. It's demanded discipline. It's demanded some particular approach, some particular way of thinking.
Yes,
so it's a lifestyle in general, right?
Yeah. I was just having a friend tell me last night, she's lost a bunch of weight, and she's like, I just always have to work at it. I always have to stay in the process rather than thinking, now I got it, I'll just eat whatever today. Because, that doesn't work. We need a way of eating we can sustain in order for our results to be sustainable, right? It needs to make sense to us, and it needs to fit our lives.
Yeah, specifically makes sense. And I love this word sustainable, because in the long term, it's not, because many people try different diet, let's say, and then they come back in the same weight after a while because of this effect of habit, probably. Change the habit first. Yes. And then that can help also learn how to change your habits. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
That was one of my big insights, is changing our habits is a bigger thing than just, here's the answer, and I'll just go do that now. No, we need more help than that.
Absolutely. So how you work with people? Do you have a one-on-one coaching, or you have a group program, workshops? What do you do?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, I worked at what will actually give people the big results that I got. And so I created a 12-month program. And I work with a really small group of women so that I know them very well. I know what obstacles they're hitting. I help them get through the obstacles and to the other side, right? So that's how I do it. And I find it's remarkably effective. It's very, very fun. And I only work with really smart women, so.
I think I find the connection between the gut and the brains.
Oh, I love that.
It's really specifically going through this transition period of woman's life, when the hormone change, the body change, the emotion change, everything change. It's very important to have this healthy gut, because it's related with.
So important. And I didn't know that. I didn't know it at all until I started studying this stuff. Yeah, I'm eager to learn more about what you're teaching on your podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm teaching basically self-care and how to prioritize yourself. I include some diet suggestions also, but mainly lifestyle mindset, and how you approach the challenge. And of course, some movement and relaxation. Relaxation, I think, is a pretty big piece of how to deal with these challenges. And that's help also with healthy eating.
Absolutely. I love it. Cool. I'm so glad to meet you and hear more about what you do.
So how people can reach out, and if they want to work with you?
Yeah. I would invite people to get my roadmap to sustainable weight loss after 40, because I've really taken the time to spell out the steps in there. And you can get it at slenderforgood.com. It's just right there. You click on the button.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much to join me today, sharing your wisdom and expertise. Thank you, everyone, to listen to us. And please share and subscribe to be notified when the new episode is released. And I see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilyana.
Thank you for tuning into Menopause Made Easy. You can check out more episodes on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and your favorite podcast apps. Check out the show notes for any website linked to this episode, including where to connect with me on social media. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you'll be updated of each episode release. And visit me at menopausesupportacademy.com for all podcast updates as well. Appreciate you dropping by.